I think he actually really cares what the people have to say. And I think that the idea has been great. And all these people have the opportunity to really share their stories and get their word out. I love WMAP because I hear stories that inspire me.
I happen to be of the belief that everyone, doesn't matter what it is, it's how you look at it. This is WMAP, the world's most amazing people. Guys, tonight's show is being brought to you by Surround Sound Entertainment. Eugene Canole over there at srsdj.com right here on Long Island, New York. If you need a DJ, an MC, lighting, anything like that, they got everything for your event. So it's great entertainment at a reasonable price. Go to srsdj.com. Also,
you're listening to the world's most amazing people on 103.9 LI News Radio. Now, here's your host, Casey Armstrong.
And that's right. That's right, guys. I am live now, and my co-host is down in South Carolina. Coach Darian Snead, are you with me?
Hey, Casey, I'm right here, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah, but somebody got their radio on, so I gotta ask are you in the same room as the radio?
Casey, there's a lot of noise in the background, man. I got bikes running up and down on the highway.
Yeah, because you're
people all over the place.
You drove down there on the bikes, but I can hear the feedback like someone's got the station on, like that's real close to you.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, so, great. Hey guys. So Coach Snead is telling he's getting that thing turned down, but he's on a trip. He's down there. He's rolling with. Hey Snead, are you down on with your friends that club you're in?
Well, this is the National Black Bike Week. It's going to run through the holiday, Sunday, Monday. So it's a bunch of folks, people from all over the country down here. Last year I met this chick from Oklahoma, man. She was gorgeous. Where y'all from, man? Where y'all from?
Hey, Coach, tell me about your chapter.
I'm sitting well, we use it as a vacation. We just come down, sit around, man, eat way too much and ride the bikes every day and enjoy the weather. Beautiful place here. I'm chilling up here now with some cats from Baltimore.
Nice. So you go down there and you meet new people that are part of it. What do they call them again?
This is Bike Week here in Myrtle Beach.
No, but all your friends in that thing. It's a group.
Oh, that club is the Buffalo Soldiers.
Buffalo Soldiers.
Motorcycle club, yeah, largest African American motorcycle club in the country.
And you, do they have chapters all over the place, or just in Virginia?
Yeah, yep. No, all over. Got about 116 chapters. You got a chapter in South Korea.
Oh wow! So on this trip, are you meeting up with the other chapters, or are you just meeting people along the way that are just bikers, or what's up? Tell me about what's going on down there, man. Sounds like fun.
A little bit of everything. You know, people get together and they gonna party. You're gonna eat too much. There will be some people, not me, that drink too much, and you do all that stuff one day, and then the next day you do it again.
So how long are you down there for?
I'm gonna try to get out of here Sunday or Monday. By then I'll be ready to go. But it's nice, man. The weather's nice. The beach is beautiful. I told a guy today, and he was saying he just couldn't afford. He spent too much money to come down here. And you better find a way, if you live this life, to reward yourself. And often, you can't wait and say, I'm going to go on a vacation, or I'm going to buy a car, or do something for yourself 5 and 6 years away. Tomorrow is not promised. Scripture tells you,
that is true.
Eat, drink, and be. Yeah.
I'm sorry, because you got a call right now. Somebody on the line. You want to talk to Coach Snead? Who's on the line right now?
Yes, I would like to. My name is Roxy, and I want to know how he feels about women who ride.
Coach, did you get that one? Did you hear that?
Yeah, you tell Roxy that I think a woman on a motorcycle is some of the sexiest stuff ever meant for a man to lay his eyes on.
Okay, how does he feel about a woman that's on a road glide?
I think that's even sexier. That's a great big machine, Rosie. That's a whole lot of muscle you happen to put between your legs, but I think it's sexy as I don't know what.
That's 995 pounds of muscle between my legs.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Rosie. I'm a Harley man. I got 4 of them, but that road glide is a special machine, baby. It's a special machine.
Was that machine just to take me to Sturgis?
Oh, Sturgis.
Okay. You're gonna.
Yep.
It's huge, right?
I rode that thing. I rode that right cross country.
Beautiful. It's nothing like it, kids. It's probably as close to freedom or flying a jet that any of us will ever get. You feel like a co-pilot. It's a little bit of man and machine, the challenge of you and your machine. It's a great rite of passage, and you go through something different every time you get on it.
That sounds cool. I mean, Autumn, who works here at the station, I know she used to ride. If she wants to come in, and she could talk with you guys if she wants to come in. But from what I hear, this is a real tight knit group with you guys. You guys all, Rosie and Snead, you guys all get in this together, huh?
What group is it?
Yeah, no, I ride with the Buffalo Soldiers, Rosie.
Okay.
Rosie, do you ride with a group or a club?
No, I ride with independents.
Okay, what does that mean, Snead? That just mean that she's an enthusiast. She just goes.
Yes, Rosie is a lone wolf, they would call her. She does what she want to do. No rules, no regulations. She just pulls the throttle, which is great. I mean, that's what it's about too.
However, I can keep up with the best of them in any pack.
Well, you're supposed to with that machine you got, Rosie. That's a pretty good machine you got there.
Machine I got is no joke. It's not for cowards, that's for sure.
She sounds high test, man. Rosie, are you? You sound like you're kind of tough. Are you behind that thing? I mean, you've been riding it for a while, or what?
I'm on my own motorcycle for over 20 years, and I can definitely hold my own in almost any situation.
I like her, Snead.
Yeah, she the real deal now.
and also you got she's the backbone of this operation. She runs this place. I got Autumn here, and I know Autumn back in the day used to ride what did you ride? What was it you told me?
See now, Coach Snead, I rode a Sportster to Sturgis.
Did you really?
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, you got props from me.
Well, thank you, my friend.
I think we had Autumn and I had this conversation, and you know that bike she rides expose her to all the elements.
That's right.
So Rosie and we have what we call fairings, okay? Which you don't know what we mean, Casey. But Autumn is a tough. She's a tough cookie.
Okay.
If she rode all the way to.
I'm going to explain it in terms that he can understand. You and I are riding in Cadillac convertibles with no doors. Autumn got herself a Schwinn.
More like a pogo stick.
Okay? So that's the difference in what she rode cross-country on compared to what we rode cross-country on.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys were riding couches. I was riding a pogo stick.
Pretty much.
Wow. So hey, Rosie, what kind of bike does Snead have? Is that something that's kind of cozy? I mean, because this is not a pampered man. This is a man that lived hard, and he's not afraid to go down and put his hat on somebody.
What are you riding now, Steve?
Okay, I came to Myrtle Beach on a Road King.
Okay, Road King is just my bike without the fairing.
Right, but I have a Street Glide also.
Okay, now a Street Glide has a movable front fairing.
Yes, very knowledgeable young lady, Casey.
I didn't know we had this many bike enthusiasts on this program. And I love this. I love the background sound. Hey, Rosie, do you wish you were down there with these gentlemen and ladies down there? That it seems like they're on an adventure down there.
Well, there's a part of me that wishes I was there, and there's a part of me that's glad I'm not, because I'll tell you, Main Street at any event that you go to is the same everywhere. It's actually the riding that makes the event.
Coach, you agree?
She's experienced. Yeah, she's experienced. So I park my bike at the house, and I'll walk. I'll even rent a moped sometimes and hang out on Main Street. But there are times I won't even take my bike on Main Street.
I agree
now,
with him 100%.
You have to ride to get there. Yeah, I rode to New Mexico. I rode to Vegas, Jacksonville, Tampa. And oftentimes, I leave my bike where it is at my particular room or my staging area, and I'll find other means to get in and out because you're drinking and you're hanging out. And there's a lot of people that come to these events, they don't hone their craft. So it's a lot of people pull their bike out to go out of town.
I got hit when I was in Sturgis, Coach Snead.
Yeah, I heard Autumn laughing, so go ahead. What are you going to say?
Some drunk guy took off out of a side street and hit me on my bike when I was in Sturgis. And I had to get the bike fixed and ride it back home to New York. So that kind of stunk.
So you were riding
Did you fight him, Autumn?
You know what? I had such a crazy thing. I was dating this guy at the time, and he flew in, and I had to sit on the back of my own motorcycle after I rode it all the way to Sturgis and get ridden around by this jerk that flew in on a plane. Okay? And then he got hit. I would have seen the guy coming. He got hit with me on the back of my own bike. So yeah, I wanted to fight when I got off my bike right there. I definitely did.
I'm sure.
These some tough women we got here, Coach, huh?
Clearly.
See, unfortunately, the problem we got now is if we straighten problems out the way we normally would, people don't handle it like they used to. They don't dust their knees off, go to the bar, and have a drink.
Coach, does this happen down on the road? What Rosie's talking about? Is it kind of like these are the old school ways?
I'll tell you, Casey. So this event was founded by a guy that I know. He's an older gentleman. This guy Douglas Brandon, and if you look at the history of these things, and I'm a history guy, these people didn't call police because once you call the police, now every biker is going to be a part of the problem. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so they didn't want the reputation of the event to be, hampered because of that. So they would handle all these problems and incidents by themselves. And so it was a lot of tussling going on.
Wow. I mean, this is like you're describing like OC County Jail, basically.
No, we're just describing old school tradition.
Okay.
You got a problem with somebody, you handle it, you dust your knees off, you go have a drink with them afterwards.
Yeah, there's something special about that because I believe that doesn't happen anymore.
No, it does not. People are too quick to call the cops. People are too quick to call their lawyer.
Yeah, Snead, you I know you had a problem with that. You got accused of hitting on some girl at a car wash, and it wasn't even you who did it, and then you had to give the business.
Yeah, that was tough because Casey now. So I end up going to a judge, and he threatened me with anger management, and Lockie said I have the ability to lock you up for 60 days and all these things. And it's bad, Casey, because there was nothing else I could have done with this situation.
Right.
And so you have to explain to your family, you explain to your daughter that I might be going to jail. And the truth of the matter, the sole truth, because I'm a great self-evaluator, is I did nothing wrong. I pulled up and I asked the young lady which line was which. That's all I did. That's all I did. Guy jumps out the car and he starts going for me.
Yeah, because he thought he says that you were an African American and the guy that was giving her problems was an African American. So obviously he thought all you guys were similar.
Well, what happened was, and I didn't know this at the time, prior to me showing up, some guy tried to talk to his lady. It was a black guy. And so
and the girl at that car, she was a white girl at the car wash.
Right. And so she called her boyfriend, which any person would, I'm sure. So by the time he gets there, I'm the black guy talking to her.
Right.
Oh, snap.
So it's a little...
Rosie, like I would have handled this myself.
Yeah. So it's a bad timing thing, the lack of a communication, but as soon as he jumped and stopped the truck, he got out swinging, Rosie. And I was like, what in the heck is going on? So I'm ducking and dodging, then I put my foot in the ground. You know
He's lucky it was only the ground you put your foot in.
Yeah, but I gave it to him pretty good. Man. I'll tell you something now. They took him to the hospital now. Let's let the truth be told.
Right
so
on,
when I get in front of the judge, but when I get in front of the judge is mad at me.
But you were inappropriate in front of the judge. Do you want to tell the audience what you said to the judge? You want to tell Rosie what you said to the judge?
I'm going to tell Rosie I disagree with you. First of all, the judge, that's his courtroom, okay? I'm going to respect all that. Number one, he's not going to tell me what happened because he wasn't there.
Absolutely.
Okay? And, number one. Number two, you're not going to question my integrity. Right, my integrity, because I was raised by a man where the truth meant you were a man. You tell the truth because you're a man. Right. And I told him, he thought I put too much on the whipping that I gave this man based on the circumstances. And you can't judge the whipping I gave him because you weren't there. Mm-hmm. And I had to tell Your Honor, where I come from, you don't put your hands on people and you don't run up in people's place. I wasn't raised that way in the household I was raised in, and nor did the United States Marine Corps train me that way. And he thought I put a little bit extra on.
My daddy was a master sergeant World War II, so I understand that.
Me and this girl, Rosie, we're destined to be together.
Rosie is married, but go ahead.
But Snead,
Okay.
go ahead and say what you said to the judge.
And I told the judge if he came down off that bench and put his hands on me, he would get the business too.
Okay, so the judge had a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. But
He wasn't
you
happy
just don't do that. Yeah. Well, you just don't do that. And then when you do it, sometimes in life you gotta throw your hands up and say I was wrong, and that's it.
But you weren't wrong.
Do that? No, sir. I disagree with you, Casey. The judge was asking me to explain to him why that whipping I put on this guy wasn't too much. And when you put your hands on people in a threatening manner,
you lose everything. No, you lose all rights when you put your hands on somebody because you might put him on the wrong guy, and that's what this gentleman did. Put him on the wrong guy, which happened to be my coach. And I think the same thing would probably happen if Rosie was in your situation or Autumn. I think they both would start kicking ass.
Yeah, it could have been a problem.
But Casey, listen. How you measure a butt whipping? That's interpretive. What you think is excessive and what I think is excessive are two different things.
Yeah, and to the lawyers, bring it up and say you broke his cheekbone, and now that's $80,000, and now the eye socket and all that. Yeah,
or in today's world, you broke his spirit.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, I got in a fight in college, and it took my old man when he died. He left me a couple bucks. The whole thing was given away to this little prick.
But you're kidding me, Casey.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about sometime. But Snead, you're down there, and it sounds like you're having fun. There's a lot going on. Tell me what's going around in the whole area there. Kind of give me the look see from where your vantage point is. What's happening? What can you tell the listeners?
I'm sitting at the ice cream shop on the deck with people from all over the country, and I'm looking across through a couple houses. The beach is probably, I would say, about 60 yards from me, and I'm just, as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna put my hand in the cooler and reach down in that ice and get me something, and I probably won't move the rest of the day.
Where were you compared to the Holiday Inn?
Now it's a bunch of them. Which one are you talking about? So I'm in what they call Cedar Grove. I'm in North Myrtle Beach.
Okay, I know exactly where you are. Oh, you're at Bike Week Part 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got you.
Oh,
I am.
Rosie knows her stuff, huh? Rosie, it sounds like you've been down there.
I did Myrtle Beach, Coach Snead.
Autumn been down there too.
Yeah, I've been down there.
I love it. It rains a little bit, and the rain will pass. But we've had good weather for the 2 days I've been here. People are still coming in. It's Wednesday. So by Friday this time, you won't be able to move.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the first year clutch crawl.
Rosie, when were you down there?
I went down a bunch of years ago, but I used to go down for Bike Week Part 1.
And what's the difference between 1 and 2?
Go ahead. You want to explain it?
Rosie's scared to
Coach
say
Snead,
one
you
is.
explain it.
Rosie didn't. She knows, but she didn't want to say, because Rosie's afraid we will call her racist if she says. But 1 is traditionally is European, and 2 is traditionally black.
Really?
That is
Am I
correct?
correct? Am I correct, Rosie?
That is
Absolutely. I was
Yeah.
actually going to say one's for Harleys, one's for Jap bikes, but we're good.
Yeah, but
I was going to try and keep that as PC as I could.
yeah, but Rosie, it's okay. You can say black on this station.
Okay, it's Black Bike Week. That's Bike Week Part 2
Yeah.
of Black Bike Week.
I assume there's a lot of there are definitely a lot of like white people down there at both of them, and a lot of, or is it totally separate? Just because people kind of their clubs where they're from are either African American, European, black, white.
It does a little bit of a switchover because there's a lot more race bikes. in the second part of it.
What's a race bike? What does that mean?
Jet bikes?
Oh, Coach, is that popular in the black community with the
No, it's not black as far as age. The younger guys do tend to ride what we call sport bikes or street bikes, but let me tell you, that's slowly changing, Rosie. You see less and less of those, and people are really evolving into the cruisers.
Nice, they're smarter.
And that's what you guys drive, both of you, right? And
It's about comfort at this point.
Yes.
All about the comfort.
Yeah, so it's not like there's any animosity between the two groups. It's a tradition, always been that way type thing, or things are changing. Tell me about this. I know nothing about this.
Well, this is the history, Casey, and it didn't start always. It wasn't always amenable. The first bike week Rosie talks about was mixed, and there was some contention. And that contention was based on race. There were some people of color who felt like they were a little smugged and kind of pushed around, and so they moved their circumstance or moved their week to the second week, as Rosie said, the second bike week. That's all before my time, so I can't give you any factual information about that other than that's my understanding on the history and when the committee was started to start the second bike week, which is known by traditionally Black Bike Week.
Gotcha. Rosie, can you give me some history on this? That
I wish I had more detail for you. He gave you a much better explanation than I even could.
Okay, so this is just something that's going on in the bike community. It's always been, and this is just what has been. Did you, Rosie? Did you have black and white people down there when you would go down there?
All of the bike weeks that I have been to in the recent years have absolutely been a very mixed crowd.
So it's changing.
Yes, it has changed over the years.
Gotcha.
You know, it is not a separated bike week anymore. To me, it's always been separated by sport bikes and Harleys.
So it comes down to the bikes, basically, is what you're riding.
For me, that's where I saw the separation, because I never hung out with the people on the sport bikes.
Got it. Coach, is there a big difference between people that if you ride a sport bike or if you ride a cruiser? Is that two different camps?
You know, two wheels is two wheels. I just prefer to hang out with people on Harleys.
Coach?
Now, who was that, Rosie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna disagree with Rosie. Not that she's wrong, just that I don't treat them crotch rockets like they two wheelers anymore. I don't. If you ain't on a cruiser, we don't have no conversation. You graduate in life from things. It's some things you graduate from. I've graduated. That's not something I go back to. If you 35 or above, you 40 or above, and you on a crotch rocket, I will walk up to you and say, "Hey, grow up."
Okay, good for you.
I think you guys could definitely have a soda together and have some common ground and definitely find a lot of things you guys got in common, because you guys were talking about the same place you've been to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't drink. Rosie, I don't drink no soda though.
But come on, that was my PC way to say have a drink.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
If I recall right, Coach Snead drinks moonshine.
Tequila makes me break out in handcuffs.
Yes.
Break out in handcuffs. I love it. And yes, Snead. What was that order you said about Snead?
I said, if I recall correctly, Coach Snead likes to drink moonshine.
Do you drink moonshine, Snead?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Black cherry. That's what I'm working on today.
Is that what you're drinking?
Yes.
And is this when you get the moped, when you know that you've had a couple?
No, I'm walking. I'm walking when I get a couple. I'm walking.
Oh, now he's walking, but he's mature now. The guy's he's got it together, man. Hey, all you guys, this is a lot of fun learning about this stuff because we don't know anything about it. I'm talking about me and the listeners. You know, this is pretty cool. All you guys are enthusiastic about one thing, and it's about riding bikes. That's what it's about, isn't it?
You know what?
Yes.
The passion is the passion, and when you're born with it, you're born with it. This is not something that's taught to somebody.
You feel the same way about that, Snead?
I do. And growing up, you know, my dad rode, two of his brothers rode, two of my mother brothers rode, so I grew up, and it was kind of instilled, waiting for the day. And, now I'm in it. Now I'm knee-deep in it.
That's awesome. Autumn, you too, right? Didn't your old man drive one?
Yeah, my dad rode choppers, and I grew up around those bikes. And my brother rode, and I rode, and my mom was a passenger, but she was out there too. So yeah, it's definitely something. So I kind of disagree when you say that you can't be born into it. Is that what you said, Rosie?
No, I said you can't. It's not something you could learn. It's something that's a passion from within.
All right, yeah, I guess I would say that. It's just something I grew up with, and so, of course, I had to prove that I was a better rider than my brother and my father. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
And it's funny because I had two very, very close to me women in my life who I really look up to, and they both taught me everything I know about riding, and every time I rode with them, they taught me something new.
Coach, you got like a mentor like that, like what Rosie's talking about? You got somebody you look up to on the road over there?
I can say I really don't. Now, as many people who rode around me, they were really finicky now. I remember when I wanted to get my first bike, and I asked my dad to help me. He wouldn't. I mean, man, pissed me off. And bad. And he said something that I won't forget, and also I'll live by. He said, if you get that bike and something happened to you on that bike, I would never forgive myself. And he said, if you're going to be a bike rider, you're going to learn that on your own. And I had to grow to respect that. Initially, I didn't.
Yeah, it's that kind of tough love to Rosie. What did your parents say when you got your first bike?
Well, I was told growing up all the years that I wanted one, that until I could afford to pay my own mortgage, I couldn't have my own motorcycle. So the day I closed on my co-op 20 years ago, I walked into the dealership near my co-op and I bought my first bike.
Gotcha. And Autumn, you didn't come with a silver spoon, Autumn. You came from a hardworking family. What was your situation like? Snead's kind of?
Yeah, I came into a little bit of money and I bought my first bike, and it was the bike I kept for 20 years. And my dad basically told me, if you get in trouble on it, don't call me.
Nah.
She just got off her bike and...
Uh-oh, what's going on down there, Snead?
Oh, nothing but the bikes, man. Nothing but the bikes.
No, I said that there's a woman in the back. She's saying something. Is she arguing? Is she got...
No.
Oh, okay. What's the craziest thing you've seen so far down there, Snead?
That's kind of early, Casey. I just got here yesterday. Now, if we do radio by Friday, I'll have a story or two to tell you. I'm telling you.
All right, and what I got to do, I'm going to promise the listeners, man, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get Snead a camera so you guys can see what he's up to. And I got to thank Rosie, and I got to thank Autumn. We got to take a break right here, and of course my co-host Snead. I don't want to hold you up, man. Do you want to get riding, or you want to come do it the second segment with me, or you got to get going?
Gotta move, man. Tomorrow will be good. Let's do it again tomorrow.
You got it. Hey, Rosie, Autumn.
Have a safe ride down there and keep everybody safe.
Do my best. Thank you.
You got it.
All right, you guys are awesome, man. Thank you very much to everybody who came on today.
Casey.
All right, you guys were great. Thanks for introducing us into this world a lot of us didn't know anything about.
Excellent. Autumn, you ride safe too.
Thanks a lot. You too.
All right, guys, be right back. 103.9 LI News Radio and 94.1 The Bud, Orlando, Florida, WMAPradio.com. Coach Snead will be back tomorrow. I'll try and get a camera on this man. Be right back.